A week ago, on the NFL's first Sunday of 1984, Doug English and the Lions were not smiling. Detroit lost a heartbreaker to the San Francisco 49ers on a field goal in the game's closing seconds. But today is a new Sunday, and English, an all-pro defensive tackle, is ready to go after another opponent as the Lions look for their first victory of the young season. English's nemesis today will be Atlanta quarterback Steve Bartkowski, the NFL's top-rated passer a year ago, and the leader of a Falcons offense that can be as explosive as any in the NFC. Meanwhile, the Lions have finally settled on a leader, and that man is Gary Danielson. Danielson performed well in the opening day loss, and he has solidified his hold on the #1 quarterback position, something no one had been able to do last season. The Lions' main offensive weapon is Billy Sims. Sims is looking to enjoy his first strong game against a Falcon defense that has shut him down twice before in his pro career. The site is Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, the home of the Falcons. Atlanta, from the Western Division of the NFC, plays host to the defending NFC Central Division champion Detroit Lions. The Lions cannot afford to lose their first 2 games, while the Falcons look to pick up their second straight victory and continue undefeated. It's Detroit versus Atlanta in the NFL Game of the Week. The game began with Gary Danielson directing a Lions march that consumed 11 plays and featured 2 key third-down completions, one each to wide receivers Leonard Thompson, number 39, and Jeff Chadwick. The reception by Chadwick, number 89, helped bring Detroit deep into Falcons territory, where the drive was finished off by none other than Billy Sims. Sims' 9-yard dance gave the Lions an early 7-0 lead and is worthy of another look. Number 20 is one of the NFL's most effective backs inside the 10-yard line, and he demonstrated on this burst the quickness and determination that make him so difficult to contain. With Sims' score as a cushion, the Lions' defense went to work. Their target was Atlanta running back Gerald Riggs, who set a Falcons club record on opening day with 202 yards rushing. Riggs, number 42, found few openings against a rugged Detroit unit that has played the run extremely well in recent seasons. With Riggs shut down, Steve Bartkowski tried to generate the passing game, but Lions defensive end William Gay, number 79, put a stop to that with one mighty stroke. The Lions were in command, and they continued to pressure Atlanta with medium-range passes like this one to Chadwick. But the Falcons held, and Detroit settled for the field goal, a 46-yarder by Eddie Murray. Midway through the first period, the Lions led 10-0. Their offense set the tone on their opening possession, an 80-yard, 11-play drive through a Falcons defense that was spending quite a bit of time on the field so early in the contest. Again, Buddy Curry, Don Smith, and the rest of the Atlanta defense were confronted with the task of trying to stop Gary Danielson's controlled, precise offensive scheme. Again, the Falcons failed. On the 12th play of a drive that began on Detroit's own 20, Danielson hit rookie tight end David Lewis for a touchdown, and the Lions increased their advantage to a seemingly insurmountable 17-0 early in the second quarter. The touchdown was Lewis's first as a pro, and dramatically indicated that confusion abounded on the Atlanta defensive side of the ball. A second look at the score reveals that Lewis was wide open. Somebody on the defense had missed an assignment, and it cost the Falcons in the worst way possible. The Lions were rolling. The Falcons were sinking. The second period still had 11 minutes remaining, but Atlanta needed to cut into Detroit's 17-point advantage before the first half ended. The Falcons' offense is capable of putting points on the board in a hurry, either on the ground or through the air. In their victory over New Orleans the first week of the season, the Falcons piled up 36 points against an outstanding defense. And it mustn't be forgotten that Bartkowski led the entire NFL in passing in 1983. It was time for Bart of Peachtree Street to do his thing. Bartkowski completed 4 consecutive passes, 2 to Alfred Jackson, number 85, as the Falcons made their deepest penetration into Detroit territory. Three plays after Bartkowski's second toss to Jackson, Gerald Riggs powered over from the 1-yard line for Atlanta's initial score. Falcons trailed 17-7, but they had shown a spark of life, ignited by the accurate arm of the veteran Bartkowski. But it appeared the Lions would quickly retaliate when Billy Sims broke off a 42-yarder on Detroit's next possession. Sims' run gave him over 90 yards rushing in the first half, but he would not get another touchdown. The Falcons' defense tightened at this important moment late in period 2, sacking Danielson to thwart a Lions scoring opportunity. The Falcons got the ball back at their own 28-yard line with 22 ticks left on the clock in the first half. Even for an experienced quarterback like Bartkowski, it would be asking a lot to expect him to put something on the board in a situation like this. But Bartkowski used Riggs, first as a runner and then as a receiver. And quickly the Falcons were at midfield with 7 seconds remaining. Bartkowski needed only one more play to get his team into field goal range, and he got it. A 17-yard pass to Billy Johnson, number 81, that brought the ball to the Lions' 34-yard line with 2 ticks left. From there, it was up to Mick Luckhurst to try to cut further into Detroit's lead. From 51 yards away, Luckhurst gave his best boot. The kick was good as the half ended, and the Falcons had come back from a 17-0 deficit to trail by only a touchdown. The second 30 minutes would see the Falcons come back all the way and send the game into an extra period. But for now, Atlanta was quite happy to face the intermission, losing by only a touchdown. Lions running back Billy Sims had enjoyed an impressive first half with nearly 100 yards rushing and a touchdown. His team was in the lead. So why the long face? Well, for one, that lead had shrunk. And two, it was about to disappear altogether as the third quarter got underway. A 21-yard pickup by number 88 tight end Arthur Cox got things off to a nice start for Atlanta. Then in the shortest touchdown drive of the day, Steve Bartkowski hit White Shoes Johnson for the game-tying score. What had earlier looked like a long day for the Falcons was now turning into a very lively affair. All last season, Atlanta had trafficked in the style of comeback football, keyed by the heroics of Billy Johnson. And now even the fans who had turned crimson from embarrassment earlier were hotter than red peppers over the change of events in the ballgame. The Falcons had shown their true colors by rallying from a 17-0 deficit. But the Lions saw this as no time to run up the white flag. Gary Danielson mounted a drive with 6 pass completions that surprised the Fulton County faithful as Detroit stormed right back. A gleeful Billy Sims swept left end, arms extended, with an apparent second touchdown, only to be informed that an inauspicious holding penalty had wiped out the play. Billy had the blues, and the Atlanta throng was giving him an earful of noise as well. So loud was the din of the fans in this end of the stadium that even at the behest of the Falcons, things did not quiet down. Finally, Detroit was able to get a play off. And the result brought an abrupt end to Atlanta's rebel yells. Leonard Thompson's corner pattern put the Lions back in the lead. It was Thompson's second touchdown in 2 weeks, an impressive total considering he had missed most of training camp. For Danielson, it was already his 4th touchdown pass of the season. In all of 1983, Gary had only thrown for 7 scores during the entire schedule. The Lions could have collapsed after blowing a big lead on the road, but they didn't. Well, the Falcons showed they weren't slouches in the comeback department either, as Bartkowski furiously whipped up a rebuttal that would see Atlanta even up with the visitors by the time the final quarter began. Sharp Bartkowski aerials and some strong running from Gerald Riggs got the Falcons deep into Lion country. And on the first play of period 4, Sling and Steve spotted Stacy Bailey, number 82, to tie the game again. Bailey had been a pleasant surprise last year, but now his status of secret weapon is obsolete. He's become one of the league's brightest young stars at wide receiver, and this game-tying touchdown play did nothing to diminish Bailey's burgeoning reputation. With nearly a quarter of football still remaining, the Lions and Falcons were deadlocked again, right back where they had both started at the beginning of the day. For the balance of the fourth quarter, it was a bitter battle between two teams who carved out small victories, yet could not put the other fellow away. The afternoon grew hotter, and the tackling tempo picked up as well. Detroit moved effectively for a while, but then hopes for a quick victory faded in the dust when Atlanta held its ground and forced a field goal try. Unfortunately for the Lions, breaking the tie would not be as easy as it was a quarter ago. Kicker Ed Murray launched a 55-yard field goal attempt, but the ball never really got close enough to pass over the crossbar. Now it was Atlanta's turn to try for a score. They too moved the ball for a while, but only grudgingly, as the Lions defense exacted a stiff price for every yard Atlanta gained. When the Falcons had gone as far as Detroit would permit them, Mick Luckhurst tried to connect on a 47-yard field goal. The result was the same as Eddie Murray's earlier attempt. The hitting continued without much progress for either team, and time finally ran out in regulation. The game would become the NFL's first overtime affair of the 1984 season, but it would not last long. At midfield, Detroit won the coin toss and wisely elected to receive. To Atlanta's misfortune, they would not see the football again. Now in the overtime stanza, the locals tried to put the hex on their Motor City guests. But it didn't work, and what Falcon fans finally saw must not have been very pleasing to the eye. The Lions, with an exhausted Billy Sims on the bench, were determined that a second straight heartbreak defeat like last week's 49er affair would not happen again. And they proceeded to come right at Atlanta. After a James Jones run, rookie tight end David Lewis made two critical pass receptions, catches that all but sealed the Falcons' fate. The Lions tried a few more plays, but could draw no closer. So Detroit coach Monty Clark summoned the kicking team onto the field. The previous week, Clark had watched helplessly as his team lost on the late field goal by San Francisco. Now his kicker, Ed Murray, had the opportunity to win. From 48 yards out, Murray took aim and fired. The kick was not a picture book classic, but it did the job. And the Lions emerged with a 27-24 victory, their first of the season. For the Falcons, it was their first defeat and a bitter pill to swallow after mounting an impressive comeback. Detroit has now played 2 pulse-pounding games, and 14 more are left on the regular season schedule. It remains to be seen whether their legion of fans can take the kind of tension provided by the Lions and their opposition. It just may be that a new chapter of Cardiac Kids is operating in the Motor City. Let the faint of heart be forewarned.